The purpose of retention is your life purpose. That's what it is. It's all gonna unravel and be there. You have your DNA, you have your genes, you have your soul's imprint, you have your talents, your potential all in those cells, the molecular structure of your cells. Everything there is being built up, becoming more potent and powerful and magnetic and electrical. So you have your nervous system is very important in all of this. Your nervous system is, if you take a look at society, how everything is affecting the nervous system. You have EMFs, you have your choice of where you live. Cities, 5G, you have cities full of crowded in people, and where you live, what can you afford, what can you not afford, and this all affects your nervous system. And something I think about, right, and this is just perception, but let's say people that are very wealthy and they live in the best neighborhoods, whatever that is, the best homes, bigger homes, and like they have more space and more land, right? Their nervous system is a lot more calm. They're more in parasympathetic. They're not in fight or flight. If you're in a really bad neighborhood area and you're kind of like hyper vigilant, your nervous system can't relax. If you can't relax like that, it's difficult for you to access the higher faculties of the brain, of the creativity, purpose, higher consciousness, all these things. So the purpose of retention is to get you to the higher and transcend and move forward and push you past. And it's also there to relax your nervous system. That's why you have the glow. That's why you have purpose. Everything, it's all about your nervous system, right? And I'm going to show you this device. It's kind of a mouth guard, but it's a unilateral bite block. So this is higher than this side, right? What this does and how I'm going to explain to how it relates with retention and all this. This is what I'm going through right now. It stops my bite, especially on this side. So this is going to stop before this side. This is going to activate these muscles, right? And muscles are electricity, consciousness. You have like left side, right side, lower of your body, feminine, you have the upper masculine. So again, back to this, right? I've always talked about retention in this channel and like supplements and healing, but I'm starting to get into more of like nervous system regulation, and all these things come together. So I've always had chronic pain, and I realized that my jaw, TMJ, I was born with it, whether I just grinded my way, clenching through emotional stuff as I was younger and moved up and got older. This area was compressed, highly compressed, and you have nerves all over, like your eyes and your mouth. You have all these nerves. And if they get compressed, because your TMJ is compressed, then you start having, tweaks and like torsions of like your bones and your nerves. And so think of this here, but like very similar to the pelvis, and you have compression in your pelvis. Now you have sciatica, and it travels down your feet and legs, and you lose mobility. So you can think of it in this terms as well. Then you might have like neck issues. Then you have shoulder issues. Your trap is like this, and then you start having scoliosis. So this will literally tighten all the way down to your pelvis. Now your hips are out of whack, and this is what happened to a lot of people, and they may not even be aware of it. They just think, oh, I have hip problems, I might have knee problems, but a lot of it could come from your teeth, which is crazy. Your bite, your TMJ. If your teeth are pulled, if your TMJ is off, and then ultimately the airway. You have expansions, you have these things. Air, it's all about like airway and stuff. It's so connected and deep, right? So if you can't take a full deep breath to relax your nervous system, then you can get stuck in fight or flight. When you get stuck in fight or flight, then your brain cannot literally access your creativity, because first you have like a hierarchy of needs, or like you say chakras and levels of consciousness. You're trying to establish your support system, tribal, family, feeling safe, right? And then once that is established, then you move up higher. And that's psychology as well. You can move higher. Then you start looking for social, like your social life, your social connections, networking, and then you start moving into like purpose and higher, right? But what does this have to do with retention? Retention is like a hack, a life hack, pro tip to like help you regulate your nervous system. You start retaining all these minerals and nutrients, and you go deeper, as in like spiritually, you start having more Shen, Ojas, Jing energy, and it makes your nervous system and your outer bodies, your metaphysical bodies, calm, relax, you're more parasympathetic. It affects your nervous system. So if we go really very deep, your nervous system also is affected by these spiritual bodies and out here, right? Your electromagnetic field and your aura. I'm getting chills talking about it because it's hitting, it's resonating. Retention and drinking things and taking supplements that help you with your physical body can also affect your spiritual and metaphysical auric bodies and type of things. And they're all together, and then that's going to help you move forward or reach your potential, right? But again, like everything, like as you keep moving forward, you're going to have the polarity. You're becoming more magnetic, so your field is going to pull in things. Your field will pull in people, negative energies, positive energies, because you become just a magnet to everything. But there is an intelligence that is there to help you get to where you're supposed to be in your potential. I hope that helps. Retention is there to guide you to your higher self and your purpose and your potential. Just look at the male and the female body. Like, this is more the masculine, right? This is built up, and guys even skip leg days. This is what they look at, right? This is the masculine, and then the lower, right? Retention helps you connect to both, and you have the divine masculine, which is the balance of the connection between masculine and feminine, right? It's about the energy you connect within yourself and the nervous system. This is a lot to cover, so I'm going to try not to go all over the place. Just stick with me. We're going back to the nervous system and how the nervous system is there to get you to where you're supposed to be in life, and how retention supports that. And it's probably the most powerful thing you can do. You become very magnetic, and your purpose gets revealed, and you get support from the universe when you do retention to get to where you're supposed to be. But along that journey, along the path, as you're getting into your purpose, you will gain this magnetic polarity, and you'll have people and things and opportunities to try to bring you. They want that energy because you're reaching your purpose. You're reaching God frequency, energy, your potential, and it takes a massive amount of energy for you to leap to the next stage and level. When you do that, your standards get higher. People that you are resonating with at this point, they're going to try to almost bring you back, but it's almost like a test of the universe. It's a test to see if are you ready for that. At one point you were dealing with people that were kind of flaky. You were dealing with people that didn't give you exactly what you wanted. You know what you deserve, but you also didn't know how to navigate through that. You may have always settled for less, let's say, because you didn't know how, and that's because of your nervous system. Your nervous system is what's doing those things, your emotions. It's all back to your nervous system, your breath. And I believe Wim Hof, for example, was here to help us connect back to the breath, because the breath is so important. There's an epidemic of breathing. We have braces that messes up our airway, forks, spoons. These things they either are going to help or not help, and they don't help with jaw development, tongue development. All this, everything starts here in the breath, right? Meditations and breathing and exercise and oxygen and power come from breathing also. This is going to help you connect to the feminine and to connect to the masculine energies of your body, and that's going to go right back to your potential. All these things like yoga, right? So what I'm trying to say is going back, I'm trying to stick on point. This is a lot, but bear with me. For example, I was going back to let's say people are being flaky or whatever. Let's say this is version of you right here, right now. At this time, maybe you were dealing with people, friends, relationships, family members that, you wanted more from them, or you had higher expectations, but they never met it. But you're still here dealing with that person, or a job, a career. It's basically, think of it in terms of energetics. You're at this level of energy, and you're dealing with people and these energies at this level. Retention, and along with other spiritual practices and breath and nervous system regulation, you move to the next level. Your nervous system gets one more step further out of survival because that's what you're doing. You're going from survival base. You're in self-preservation mode, not so much thriving. And so when you do that, you kind of stick to things because you want to stick with the tribe or whatever. So you may, I'm going to deal with this person's flakiness, but so long as I'm somewhat connected, because it makes me feel safe. Maybe they're flaky, but I feel safe that I have some sort of connection to this person. And then you move forward with retention or nervous system regulation. And for example, and we'll get back to what this device does, but this is helping me breathe, and it's helping me calm my nervous system and move forward, or retention is helping me move forward. So now you're like, I feel more safe. I can move up and like I can look for what I truly want, and I'm not afraid. I'm not in fight or flight. I'm not in survival to go look for that or to let go of this person, because letting go can be a fear response, a survival instinct to kick in, and so you may not let go of the flaky person because you have some sort of connection. And that's just how the brain works. You have an emotional thing. The emotions come from the central nervous system. Wim Hof speaks highly of this, and it goes very deep, and I'm still learning myself. So you move forward, but your nervous system is what's determining all these things, and you have ways to control your nervous system, adapt your nervous system. But if you have like, chronic pain that keeps you in survival and fight or flight, so many things in life are distracting you. People, careers, everything wants like your energy and your attention. So things are, this is very like spiritual at the same time.